Before we got started on the project, there were certain things that we had to take into consideration. Most of them were about lenses and how they worked. The convex and concave lens, we really had to figure out how they worked. The convex lens inverts an image and the concave lens flips it back over. Some of the things that we also had to consider were spherical aberration and color aberration. What happens a lot is light comes in and it's not clearly as focused as it could be because there's so many different rays of light that comes in. Also, one of the things we had to consider were real and virtual images. We researched that, and through the ray diagrams it'll kind of explain where the real and virtual images are. So this is the diagram for our construction, and what we have here is we have this lens right up here is the objective lens, and its job is to collect as much light as possible, and what it does is it inverts the image. This lens right here, or the eyepiece, it'll magnify the glass. And what we have here is the adjustment on our model. We decided to use this part right here to fine-tune the adjustment to move it left and right, or in and out, and have that fine-tune the object that we're looking at, which would be way out here, and magnify it. So this is the diagram for our construction. This is our generalized ray diagram for how this is going to work. What we have here is we have our object, and as our ray diagram goes through, it goes through the lens here and puts the image right here. Now, as it goes through our second lens, what happens is these rays go through, but they never meet at the focal point here. They keep going. So what happens is we have to trace it back down this way, as we see all these lines, and we drew another line here. But what happens when this meet is kind of a skewed, vague area, and that's probably a little bit of aberration there, and what this does is it creates a virtual image, because anytime an object is put inside the focal point for the second lens is actually back here, but the image is projected in here. So what happens is it creates a virtual image, unreal image, and what it does is it creates it upright. Well, what happens is this lens, I believe, inverts it, and this lens keeps it upright, but because it's inverted, it stays inverted. However, it is magnified a lot bigger than what the original image was. And that's kind of how the ray diagram works.